Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to Harry's Highlights. On this video, we're going to talk about the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. Now, this book is all about understanding the bigger picture and how that what you see and believe is what you will create and achieve. Talking about, number one, what we're going to talk about is about valuing yourself and believing in yourself. You need to not put a price tag on you that's lower than what you are. All the successful people, all the rich people, all the wealthy people, all value themselves highly. Because if you're going to value yourself low, why do you expect other people to value yourself higher? Why do you expect other people to value higher than what you value yourself? So you need to see yourself as grand, as amazing, as, the equivalent of like expensive, worthwhile. You need to see yourself, if someone's put a monetary value on you, someone's to put like an amount on you, it should be in the millions, hundreds of millions, billions even. That is how you should be looking at yourself, and have belief in yourself that you're deserving of that. Have belief that you are great. Understanding that, you decide the value you put in yourself. There's nobody that has come in there and said, you are worth this much. You are only worth that much. You decide that one. So if you come in and you start introducing yourself as like, I'm worth $100 million because you believe it, other people believe it too. They have no reason not to. And that's what you need to do. You need to start valuing yourself and believing in yourself to the maximum, to the absolute maximum you can be. Because when you put that value in yourself, you can expect others to put that value in yourself as well. So, and talking about that on a similar topic, what I want to talk about there is about that victim mindset. Too many people have that mindset that's all about that, like, poor me. All this stuff has happened to me. I have no control of it. Here's all the reasons why it's bad. Here's all the things like, talking about the problem and not the solution. Talking about how, like, it's hard and how it's about, like, all this stuff that, like, was taken away from me. Not a winner's mindset about how can I overcome this? How can I achieve this? Talking about all about the negatives and none of the positives. That's that victim mindset. Another version of it is always talking about things how it's like it's blame, basically blame on anybody and everybody else, on anything else. It's never about, let me take responsibility for what I did wrong. It's all about, well, it wouldn't have happened because of this. It's all because of this. It's all because of all these other external reasons. Always about, poor me, I'm the victim. I'm, never like I'm at fault. Never like, hey, you know what? I could have done things better. I could have reacted differently. I could have made this decision. It's all victim-based. And that victim mindset is what's crushing. Too many people, what this book is talking all about is about not having that victim mindset. Talking about having a winner's mindset. Talking about how to become more, how to do more, how to have that mindset of a winner who's all about overcoming things, seeing things as opportunities instead of obstacles. Seeing things as that you can overcome anything. Great story there is about Michael Jordan. He said, I've never lost a game. I've only run out of time. Meaning that, like, if he had enough time, he would have won that game. Understand that he's never the victim. Never the case of that, like, if only this was different. If only this was different. I think it was just like, no, I could do anything. Always having a winner's mindset. Always looking at things at that, anything that I want to achieve, I just need to believe. Which brings me to the third thing I want to talk about is that thoughts become behaviors. If you're always thinking about winning, always thinking about becoming successful, always thinking about opportunities, that'll show through in your behavior. If you think poorly of yourself, it'll come through in your behavior. You'll slouch, you'll sort of, not speak with a lot of confidence. If you think about yourself as great, if you think about yourself as successful, wealthy and worthy, that'll show through in your behavior. You'll come through in your body language, your tonality, your projection, everything is going to come across as like, here comes a winner. Here comes a person that is of value. Here comes a person deserving of success. Here comes a person I want to be around. And that's how you have to think about it. All your thoughts become your behaviors. People don't tell you it. You think it. Anything you think comes through in your actions, in your behaviors, in your habits. So you need to be always conscious and aware of understanding how anything you think will translate into how you behave. Why do we put so much emphasis on a child when they're growing up on having the right thinking? Understanding that, why did you do that? And here's why it's wrong. I need you to go think about it. Because it comes through in the behavior. It's the same thing when we get older. Understanding that, like, when you have thoughts that are negative, it shows through that those negative thoughts come out in negative behavior. When you have thoughts that are positive, they come through positive behavior. It's the simplest form of understanding that, as a man thinketh, that, like, what I think, therefore I become. Thoughts become behaviors. Then I want to talk about, which brings me to the other topic of turn your losses into wins. If you think about your losses as the potential to have positivity, if you think about things as that, like, there is no failure, just lessons learned. Turn everything into a win. Understanding that, like, if you see it as a loss, you fall into negativity. If you see it as just a way that you didn't win, you'll always be positive. If you see things always as looking at ways that it's about, back to that, like, no obstacles, just opportunities. If you always turn every weakness into a strength, you're always going to be succeeding. You're always going to be projecting that positivity. When it's raining, and you don't have an umbrella, great, you got a free shower. Everything is about a positive mental attitude. Turn your losses into wins. Always seeing things as like another opportunity to overcome a challenge. Not that victim mindset of that, like, this has happened to me, this is making my life harder. Every loss is a win. Everything is about, like, this has happened to me, I've got an opportunity to get better. Always looking at things that way. Always looking at things as that, like, no matter what happens to you, you can overcome it. Every loss is actually a win. And then when it comes to that, because too many people have the fifth thing I want to talk about there, too many people have that excuse-itis. Now, excuse-itis is all about people that have that blame game. They have that, well, if you tell yourself that this didn't happen because of this, you'll believe it. If you say that, like, you speak to some parents, they go, the reason, I'm not wealthy, rich, and doing better is because of, I had kids. That's an excuse. If you believe, and you truly believe, not just think it, but believe it, that, you are deserving of success, for example, your mind will find a way to make it happen. How many times is it that when people in a situation where, like, they're backed up against a wall and they're then all of a sudden able to create massive miracles, things that are, like, beyond humanly possible because they believed it. They didn't create an excuse. If all of a sudden, people always say at times, they're like, I couldn't do this because of that, I couldn't do this because of that. You put them in a situation where they have no other choice, where it's fight or flight, that excuse-itis disappears. If your child was on the other side of that wall, and that room was on fire, you wouldn't have the excuse of that, like, I'm just not strong enough, I can't get through that wall, I've got nothing here. You would all of a sudden, that excuse-itis would disappear. You'd find a way. If you truly believe that, like, you're deserving of that car, $200,000 car, sports car, it's nice, luxury, 4 seats just for you, 3 of your best friends. If you believe that you're deserving of it, your mind will find a way to make it happen. If you believe that you're not worthy of it, your mind will find excuses to support that. Understanding that excuse-itis is real. That people that tell themselves an excuse for something because it's comforting, because it's easier to say that than admit the truth, then their mind will believe it. If they believe that, like, they're going into a job and they don't get the job, and they believe it's like, oh, it's because I wasn't good enough, they'll believe it. When instead of saying that, like, what, hey, it's because of, like, I didn't put my best foot forward, like, because I did this thing wrong, and take ownership of it, they'll also believe it. If you believe that you're worthy of something, if you believe that whatever it is that you want, you can make happen, you can achieve it, your mind will find ways to do it. If you make excuses for why you can't do it, of like, I'm too short, I don't have enough money, it's the timing is wrong, the timing, I missed the timing, whatever it may be, your mind will believe that excuse. It'll become part of your subconscious. Just as excuses, winning becomes part of your subconscious. When you see things as like, that's achievable, I can do that, I can make that happen. That excuse disappears, your mindset changes, and it'll become a reality. Thoughts become reality. So to summarize quickly, we talked about valuing yourself and believing in yourself, putting the price tag on you that you believe you deserve, not the one that other people have set around you or anything low. You can't expect people to value you higher than you value yourself. The second one there was talking about that victim mindset. Always seeing things as that, like, you always had the chance or opportunity to do things better. Anything that happened through you, not to you. That you are, it's not like a poor me, it's a try me. Not like a why me, try me. You are never the victim, always the victor. The third one there was talking about thoughts become behaviours. You are what you think is what you'll become. understand that if you wake up every day, you stand on the moon, you say, I'm a winner, I'm successful, I can make it, you're going to make it. If you wake up every morning and say, I'm a loser, I can't do this, I'm not worth it, you're probably not going to make it. Talking about there, same thing, turning your losses into wins. All those people that have like started, you know, a great example, people that started businesses. They start this business, it fails. They learned a lesson. They turn that loss into a win. Here's how not to do it. Thomas Edison is a great example. He literally tried 1,000 different ways to make the light bulb, and he didn't see it as failures. He seen it as 1,000 ways to not make the light bulb. He turned those losses into wins. He discovered information. It is always a lesson, never a failure. The other one, the last one I want to talk about was excuse-itis. Never succumbing to excuses, never accepting excuses as reality. Accepting that you can always do things better, and that if you want something, if you truly want something, your mind will find a way to make it happen. Now, we're going to be making a lot more of these videos for this training series to help you with your personal development goals. That's all for now though. So until next time, leave a comment below on what you like the most, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the next episode of Harry's Highlights.